Okay, let's see if we are back on the air here. Had a great signal, and then all of a sudden I lost everything and a poor signal all in, a matter of seconds, and then it goes and pops up a whole entirely different broadcast and starts a whole different, and it's got a second broadcast ready to pop up again as well. So I've got an excellent connection, but I still am not connected. There we go. Now we're connected. So we'll see. We'll see. Sorry about that. It is, it's what we're used to now because we pay a lot of money and we don't get services like we're supposed to. So that's the way that it is, but we're not going to take it lying down. They will be hearing our voices all over the place. In downtown Milford there, you'll be hearing my voice, as well as all over Southeast Michigan and all over Michigan and all over the United States about all the things that are going on that we are paying money hand over fist for, and the horrible services that we are getting. Right downtown Milford, right there. Pay a lot of money. And we'll talk about that. Let's look for my mystery series. We're not going to talk about that right now, but I'll have more on my mystery series about what's going on there in downtown Milford. That is, again, suspicious. Purple. So purple has the U-R murmur diphthong in it. So again, colors are not easy to remember. So that's why they are sight words. But there are some of the hardest words that are the easiest to remember. Why? Because we use them, hopefully we use them all the time. When kids were young and they colored, they would look in their Crayola box, right? And they would pull out and they would look for purple. And that's how kids got to learn by sight their color words. Color words were very easy to learn when we were little because why? Because we colored. That's the reason why. Color words are a lot easier to remember when you color. So it doesn't matter what age you are. Get an adult coloring book. Get a box of crayons and then start coloring, and you'll remember your color words by sight just like that. All right. So purple. P-L-E. I can't remember what the L-E, a consonant L-E is called. I can't remember what that's called right now. But words that end in L-E, that's an expression too. So you kind of remember that. Pull is not P-U-L. Pull is P-L-E. All right. People, P-L-E. Feeble, B-L-E. Okay. All right. So the L-E, consonant L-E, is something that you need to memorize in words as well. So in the English language, we have a lot of things that we need to memorize as far as sight words and to help us read as far as words go, right? Sight words. And then to help us read. There's a lot of things in the English language we have to memorize. But what a great skill that you're learning when you learn to memorize rules for grammar, right? For example, or rules for anything. And you memorize those, but here for phonics or grammar. So learning your rules, 2 vowels go walking. The first one does the talking. I before E, except after C. And in words that sound like A as in neighbor and way, although I don't have that right because somebody didn't say it right when I was little and that's how we memorized it. Wrong. So these are the things that over time we learn. But it really helps us when we are doing a variety of things. If all that we're doing is looking at our phone and doing everything on our phone, then our brain is not learning a variety of things. And it's going to make learning a variety of things that much harder. And so doing a variety of things, again, will help you remember a variety of things. So if you're coloring, pulling those things, see, I can see myself in the video over there. Excellent connection, except for this is what it looks like. Ridiculous. ridiculousness with how much money that people pay for this kind of service that we get. And no longer in this country are we made to expect great service. And you know what? As long as I'm alive, I'm going to expect for my money, I get something for my money. And I'm going to be telling everybody, that's what you stand up and say. For my money, I get something for my money. Xfinity, I don't like that connection. And I pay $90 a month for that connection. I don't understand why I have a bad connection. It doesn't make any sense to me. Get it fixed. I'm paying you a lot of money, or I'll switch. Brown. We talked about brown before. We learned brown before in some of our sight words. We've got a diphthong in the middle, O-W, and here the O-W says ow, ow. A lot of times, and that's how we spell ow, O-W, ow, right? But we saw in yellow, O-W sounds like a long O. And in fact, they say that's where a W acts like a vowel. Two vowels go walking. I don't believe it. I just say it's a weird sound in the English language, like a lot of our sounds are, which is why we have to memorize them, right? Brown. We've got a consonant blend in the beginning, bruh, bruh. O-W, a diphthong in the middle, own, brown. And remember, O-W-N was own, right? So there's a lot of things to remember. If you remember, we talked about own in one of our, and I won't be able to put, I will be able to pull it up, but not that one exactly. Well, where was that? I think I have them. I don't remember. I do have them, but we're going to start doing something else now. Okay. And then black, bull. And now we've got two consonant blends, one in the beginning, BL, and a consonant blend at the end, CK. Blah, sounds like a K, doesn't it? That's the blend for a CK. Sounds just like a K. You might think black was BLAK. No. With the A being what? Short. Those are our short vowel sounds for each one of our vowels. A, E, I, O, U, Memorize that. Memorize it. So black is a pretty easy color to remember how to spell. You just have to remember that on the end, it's got the consonant blend CK. So let's take a look at now what we have for our sight words. That's what I was looking for. So we had the ows there where we learned. Remember? So lawn, new, EW, ow. There were our OW words that we learned, right? Cow, clown, meow, and flowers. So that's where we learned the OW sounds like ow sound. Back to my poor signal again. This is just ridiculous to have such a poor signal. There's just no excuse for it. None. So here are our sight words now. Actually, I'm on, oops, that's not what I want. And so these I added for every Wednesday that we come here, I'm going to add another page of sight words. So there's our first page, and I changed the titles. So if you had them before or looked at them before, the titles look a little bit different. So now they're just numbered now. So we've got our sight words and that came from spelling quiz number 1. So that's the reason why I have that. And these then are our diphthongs. So these were all the diphthongs that we learned. And now this is page number 4 for our sight words. So what do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 50 words that you're learning per page there. All right. And now we're on page 4 for sight words. So what you want to do is within, maybe 60 seconds, see how many words, print those out, and then circle all the words, or have somebody circle all the words that you can identify by sight, that you know by sight. And then just like you did, if you remember with your alphabet, way back over here, way back over here when you were memorizing your letters, right? And so in 60 seconds, you were trying to memorize your letters as fast as you could and you picked those out. Do the exact same thing for your sight words now, all right? So 60 seconds on the clock. See how many sight words you can identify in 60 seconds, all right? And then these are also words. You can do 10 words at a time, 5 days out of your week. Okay, so 10 words at a time, and do spelling tests is what you want. So now we've got 4 times 5 is 2,200 words there now for you. 200 sight words that we have there for you to look at, memorize, and see if you can remember them and learn them. And remember, all of these sight words we learned through our worksheets. So if you were working on the worksheets with us, all of these sight words are going to be much easier for you to remember, and they're going to be much easier for you to get correct on your spelling tests. Okay, so ask somebody to quiz you. You don't have to call them tests, you can call them quizzes. Have them quiz you. Make sure that you're working on all the worksheets that I give you, and that will help you. All those worksheets will help you with all these sight words. Like I said, we do lots of work on these words before we put them up for quiz time. So you are able to learn those words in a variety of ways. Just like what I said. How do we learn our colors? We learn our colors by coloring, by pulling those crayons out of the Crayola box. And when we look at them, we see the name right there. And we remember it by sight. I pull out the purple crayon. I see it's purple. And I see the name purple, right? Start with the 8 box, the box of 8. Don't start with the box of, 64. Start with the box of 8 crayons. And then you can begin to memorize all of those different words. When you get to the box of 64, you'll have colors like melon, right? Or charcoal. And you'll learn how to spell those words as well, all right? So this helps us get our faces out of our phones, and it helps us really learn in a variety of ways, and that's what keeps life interesting. Sometimes I think, who in the world would want to live forever with all the stresses and strains that we have? I think about like the vampire movies or The Walking Dead, those kinds of things. And I think, who in their right mind would ever want to live forever? And I think about the promise that we have if we believe is that we will live forever. Well, I don't want to live like a vampire wondering what's going to keep me interested the next 10 minutes, right? No, I want to be interested in a variety of things if I'm going to live forever. And I think that I kind of am interested. Oh gosh, those flowers look unbelievably horrible. I have to take those down. These are not looking so great either, but they're not looking so bad. All right, let's get going. Because we haven't even gotten to our capitals, which is what this topic is on. All right, so here are our capitalization worksheets now. So this very first one that we have, let me pull it up. The very first one gives us our capitalization rules is what it does. So it says, have you ever wondered when to use a capital letter? Use the following cards to remind you which words to capitalize in a sentence. So there it says, the beginning of a sentence is when you capitalize a word. That's the first card. You can take those cards, ask for me, I will send them to you. You can print them out, and then you'll have those cards to memorize. And it's a different way to learn. So the beginning of a sentence, we capitalize a word. the word I, right? So, can I have some candy? May I have the ball, please? Will you walk with me and I to the store? No, that doesn't make any sense. That's not grammatically correct. Will you walk with me and I to the store? No. Jim and I took a walk to the store. That would work. My cat Fluffy likes to take long naps. Proper nouns. And what are proper nouns? Proper nouns are the names of people, places, and things. Those are proper nouns. The names of people, like my name is Annette, or Dr. Annette, or Dr. Feravich. All of those are capitalized. Tim, Nancy, Gretchen, Sue, Abel, Cain, Adam, Eve. All those are names, and all those names are capitalized. Places: Detroit, Chicago, San Francisco, Florida. Those are places. Those are names of places. And so those are capitalized, right? So the names of people and the names of places are capitalized. States, what else? What else are proper nouns? The names of things, the names of trees, for example. A maple tree would be capitalized because it's the name of a specific tree. If I were to say a Samsung phone, Samsung is the name of a phone, a specific name of a phone. So that would be capitalized as well. All right. And then the last box says holidays, months, and days of the week. So January, February, Monday, Tuesday, July 4th, President's Day, Christmas, Thanksgiving. All of those things are capitalized as well. And again, I've got just a horrible connection. Green light. I don't understand why everything is so choppy. Okay. Now on the second page here, what we have is circle the sentences that start with the capital letter. So now we're just using the rules of capitalizing sentences, right? So each one of these worksheets helps us with those 4 rules that were just on that first page. So this worksheet says circle the sentences that start with the capital letter. So following the directions here is another thing that helps us with what? Reading comprehension. Reading comprehension is, do I understand the directions? Do I understand what I just read when I'm reading a book? Right, there we go, green light. And for some reason, I don't know why. I think the reason why is because a lot of people don't like what I have to say. And that's the reason why I'm getting a bad connection. I talk about what some of the people are doing, and I get a bad connection. Just like that. Just like that. No reason for it to be stopping. It says, I've got 1,000 frames dropped, and yet the signal looks like I have 50,000 frames dropped. Let's keep moving. So the directions here are then to rewrite the sentences that are below there using a capital letter. All right? On the next page then, what we have is we're using more of the rules. So on the next page, here we've got proper nouns. And proper nouns, it says, is the name of a particular person, place, or thing. Like a Samsung phone is a thing. San Francisco is a place. Kelly is a person. It needs to be capitalized. Some of the proper nouns in the sentences below are not capitalized correctly. Rewrite each sentence so it is correct. Okay? All right. So Neil traveled to Egypt in August. So the first word in the sentence is capitalized there, so we don't have to worry about that. But is there a special person there? Well, Neil is a special person, but that's the beginning of the sentence, so it's already capitalized. Place, Egypt, so that should be capitalized. And there's a month there as well, right? So August, that should be capitalized. All right, so we did the first one for you, and you can take a look at the rest of those and see which other ones you have to capitalize. Now on this worksheet, it's a similar worksheet, but now we have to do a lot more. Carol and her cat need help with capital letters. Help them make each sentence correct by circling the letters that need to be capitalized. So that's all you have to do is circle the letters there, but you have to look for all of the words now. You have to look at the beginning of the sentence. You have to look for I. You have to look for proper nouns like the name of person, like her dog's name or her cat's name, right? Person, place, or thing. Okay? So, but you only have to circle it where you need to have a capital letter. It says capitalize the beginning of a sentence, proper nouns, which are specific names of a person like Sally, a place like Texas, or a thing like a game bingo, and the word I. Okay, so it tells you everything in the directions that you need to do. And that one, you need to try and find everything that's wrong from the beginning word to the proper nouns to the word I. Everything that you could find that's wrong, circle it in that worksheet. And now in the very last worksheet, you want to put it all together so that you are capitalizing the words you are supposed to, the first letter of a sentence, names of people and places, and the word I are all capitalized. Fix the sentences below. And so for this one now, you have to rewrite the whole sentence. Okay? So Sammy wore his new raincoat to school today. Are there proper nouns there? You have to capitalize the first letter. So Sammy has to be capitalized, right? And is there anything else? And then you write the whole sentence out. And don't try and, you've got the other one, the one before that where you circle the letters, right? So on this one, do what the directions say and write it out. Don't just circle where it's supposed to be, because when we are trying to use a variety of our talents, and again, what is going on with that signal? When we're trying to use a variety of our talents, that's when we learn in a variety of ways. Okay, that's it for me today for our early bird classroom. We have learned about our capital letters. We've learned about colors, and the only thing we didn't do, which I didn't think I'd get to, is compound words. So we're going to learn more about compound words when we come back next Wednesday on our Phonics Day. This is Dr. Annette Feravich. I am the teacher, and this is the Early Bird Classroom. Thanks for joining me.